Hi, welcome to Wednesday wine night. I'm very, very excited about this week. It's really interesting doing these things, and if you were here last week when we were talking about bravery, and you were on my newsletter, then you will discover that I sort of spoke about it a little bit more in depth today. So it's pretty exciting to be here. Hi, Prue. And I don't think I've actually sort of spoken about it before, but I'm not in my clinic. I'm in my spare room because it's 8 o'clock at night and I'm having wine. So if you're wondering where I am and what I'm doing, this is where I am. So tonight I am having a little glass of this. The Tamburlaine, I think it's called, and it's a preservative-free organic wine. So like if you like your wine, you will know that a lot of them, you can get a lot of organic wine, but you can't get a lot of organic wine that's also preservative-free, and this one is. And it's generally those preservatives that can make you feel a bit wonky. Not that you should be having enough to make you feel wonky anyway, but even a little bit can make me feel a little bit fuzzy, so I just prefer to have that one. By the way, there's no one paying me to say that. I just like this wine. So how did you go during the week with your bravery? Prue, how did you go? Because usually what happens when a topic or a subject is brought to your attention, then you usually find what happens is that you start noticing it everywhere. It's like when the kids are playing Spotto and everyone's yelling Spotto, and then all of a sudden you start playing and you see yellow cars everywhere, right? So I'd love to hear if you have had some brave moments in the last week. So this week it's a bit of, I suppose, if you were looking at what I've been writing about it on social media, which is what is health. It sounds a little bit generic, and but really what I wanted to talk about tonight, because it tends to be in my world a lot, and in everybody's world if you're on social media, and if you're watching this then you are on social media, is the concept of orthorexia. So I have read a lot of definitions about medical conditions in my degree, and I generally don't like regurgitating them to the public, but in this case, orthorexia is an obsession with eating foods that one considers healthy. So, yeah, I agree, but the whole thing is that it's so much more than that. Like it becomes all-consuming for these people, and they're not actually just obsessed with what they're eating. They're obsessed with what they're doing. They're obsessed with not just food, but with water, with exercise, with supplements, with social interactions, with anything that they deem to be good or bad for their health. And it absolutely debilitates them, and it controls their entire life. So there's no going out for dinner with these people. And it's very, very sad. So it's actually part of the DSM-5 now. So it's part of the Psychiatric Association is kind of really looking at it. Oh, they're looking at putting it on there because it's such a prevalent problem. So it really doesn't help when we are completely and totally bombarded all the time with social media. So all you have to do is go onto Instagram and search some hashtags for healthy food, or paleo, or keto, or low carb, high fat, like, whatever floats your boat, and all of a sudden especially yoga, we're bombarded with perfection. We're bombarded with beautiful plates of food. We're bombarded with beautiful people, and what a lot of people don't realize is that these photos have been staged. These photos have been staged to the point where they are prepared, and they are manufactured, sometimes for months, to get that photo of that person. And I've actually seen some pretty funny kind of clips where they are making fun of that sort of thing and showing you what really goes on behind the scenes to make these sort of photos happen. So what happens as well with these people that have orthorexia, or they have like even a mild form of it, is that they have a massive disconnect from intuitive eating. They no longer, like throughout history, we have known intuitively what we need, and you know that there's always room for tweaking, and you know people get busy, and you're not always going to be sitting around thinking about your feelings and your body and stuff like that every single second of the day. But there's never been this much of a massive disconnect from our food, from how we eat and what we eat. So these people, they no longer trust their own intuition about food. They no longer trust their bodies, and they're constantly looking for perfection. And as we know, that doesn't exist. Okay, Prue, you waddled back into the gym, wanted to throw up halfway though, persevered and felt amazing. Yeah, so good. I don't know about the waddling, seriously. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that you probably wanted to throw up halfway through. That's fantastic, and it's so good. I bet you felt $1 million after that. So yeah, back onto the topic of intuitive eating and orthorexia and all of that sort of stuff, is that when we strive for perfection, we're constantly resetting the goalpost. It's never attainable. As I'm pretty sure your mum has said to you when you were little, there's always going to be someone faster than you, and you're always going to be faster than someone else. There's always going to be someone stronger, and you're always going to be stronger than someone else. And that's life, and that's part of being human. So as well, we're going to talk a little bit about what health is. So on a very, very, and this is just way too basic for my liking, very, very basic definition, it's the absence of disease. Is that good enough for you in your life? Like, is that good enough to go through your life just knowing that you don't have a disease? No, I don't think so. So this is when we wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about what actually being healthy means for you, because for so many people it means so many different things. So it could mean aspiring to be a size 6. It could be being pain-free for people that have, you know, a lot of pain issues in joints, in their spine, in their reproductive organs with things like endometriosis and things like that. It could be, some people aspire to be running a marathon, or just simply being able to run around after their kids. So it's so individual. And then obviously we have issues with lots of chronic illness, such as rheumatoid arthritis and, oh God, you name it, and mental health issues and things like that people genuinely struggle with. So the definition of health is going to be so different for everyone. Prue, so many fads out there. Hate the Google, love it advice that floats around the office. You should eat this, do this workout. Oh my God. And you know what? The internet has been the best and the worst thing for humans. There is absolutely no doubt about it. So we call it Dr. Google. So people kind of jump on, and it's just phenomenal, some of the health advice out there. And my advice is to go to someone qualified and get your health advice from someone that you trust. And that's just like, it's such a beautiful feeling to be able to hand that over as well. And that could be anyone. That could be me, it could be another naturopath, it could be a doctor that you trust, it could be another type of health practitioner. But you know, it's about being able to hand that over. It's like a mechanic. I don't try to fix my car. Yes. So, in terms of being healthy, like and it's, as I said, like it's a very, very individual thing. So for me, like absolutely laying it on the table, and these are my truth bombs, is that I had pain in my knees. So for me, one of the things that I wanted to do was lose, I've lost 5 kilos, but I need to probably lose about another 4, and through anti-inflammatory diets and things like that. And like the pain's pretty much gone. So that was a goal, that was a really pretty important goal for me. And to improve my energy, because I am a busy woman. And also the other thing, and this is obviously a little bit closer to home, that I wanted to do was make sure that I have clear skin. All through my teens and 20s I had quite bad acne, and that was really quite debilitating on so many levels. So it was, they are my health goals. So, you know, when you actually dig deep and you really ask yourself what it is that you want to do, it's always going to look a little bit different for everybody. So these fad things that you see, and these multi-level marketing subscriptions, and we don't need to name names because we all know them. We see them everywhere all the time. How can they be good for you and you and you and you and you and you and you? Hi, Geraldine. It's just not possible. Like, when you really dig deep and you ask yourself what health means for you and what your goals are, they're going to be so different, like incredibly different to that next person. So how can that prescription be the same? So, Geraldine, we've just been talking about a few things. We've been talking about the concept of orthorexia and striving for perfection. We've been talking about what health is and how that is a very individual thing. So, yeah, I'd love to hear any feedback about that. Otherwise, it's going to be a short one tonight. I just wanted to put a little seed out there, a little seed of thinking about what your health goals are, and where you're going to get that information from to help you achieve it. Because, yeah, it's pretty important. This is your life and your longevity. So, oh, hi Belinda. I'm actually just about to go, so you'll have to watch the replay. But thanks for joining me, you guys, and I will see you next week. Bye. Oh, and let me know what your health goals are, just for interest's sake. Okay, bye.